Yutu was considered a super typhoon before this. As it approached the Philippines, it has already caused damage to Saipan and Pacific Islands. How has the Philippines been bracing up for this?
Well, Toya, as you mentioned, I am in Manila right now, and we are hundreds of kilometers away from the region that Typhoon Yutu slammed into. But as you can see, it's raining here, there's a little bit of wind, and in fact, Typhoon Yutu has already exited the Philippine landmass, and it continues to rain here. It has been raining here the whole day, so that's just to illustrate to you how big the area is that's being affected, or that's been affected by Typhoon Yutu. Now, as you also mentioned, it weakened into a typhoon from a super typhoon when it was approaching the Philippines. After it made landfall, it weakened into a typhoon, but that's not to say that Typhoon Yutu wasn't a strong storm. It had winds of up to 150 kilometers an hour and gustiness topping 200 kilometers an hour. If you can remember Typhoon Mangkhut last month, it slammed into the northern region of the Philippines, the same region that Typhoon Yutu hit today. And it had winds of more than 180 kilometers an hour. So this typhoon is just a little bit weaker than Typhoon Mangkhut. I was there during Typhoon Mangkhut, and I have to tell you, it was a powerful typhoon. So this is just a little bit weaker. I can tell you, even though I wasn't there, that this was still a powerful typhoon. And remember also, that region is still reeling from Typhoon Mangkhut. And so this was never going to be a run-of-the-mill typhoon for that region.
And as you said, Typhoon Mangkhut wreaked havoc in the Philippines. Do we look forward to same kind of damage of the similar magnitude here?
Well, it's still too early to say, Zoye. And in fact, we're not yet receiving any reports of casualty. And we hope that there will be no casualty because that region has already suffered so much in the last few weeks. But as you know, reports of casualties sometimes come days after a typhoon hits a region or a country or anywhere on Earth, as a matter of fact. And so we're still waiting for reports. We're, of course, hoping for zero casualty. Now, as for reports of damage, we're already starting to see the extent of damage that this typhoon has caused in the northern region of the Philippines. As I mentioned, they are just rebuilding right now from damage that's been caused by Typhoon Mangkhut. And now, in addition to those damages, we have more damages. There are ceilings that have caved in, roofs that have flown off, trees that have fallen. There is no electricity in many parts of that region right now. And we are also starting to see flash floods. A lot of areas there that are now very heavily flooded. And so weather forecasters and government officials are warning residents of possible landslides. If you can remember, it was really the landslides that killed a lot of people in the aftermath of Typhoon Mangkhut.